Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Mirabelle Lee about Saturdays on Disney Channel. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, it's exciting. I mean, what do you know about this show specifically, Saturdays, when you audition for it? Because I feel like every audition situation, every project is different. Sometimes you know a lot, sometimes you don't know much. What did you know for Saturdays specifically?
So I know a good deal about Saturdays when I first auditioned because when the auditions for Saturdays went out, it was this huge open call. Everyone I knew was auditioning for it. And when you have those sort of auditions, I don't know, there's just some sort of like, there's a level of stakes there, like, oh, everyone's auditioning for this one. I feel like I really got to do good. And it was a long audition process for me. I auditioned for so many characters on that show, but when they sent Sonia over, she just felt special to me, and she came so naturally. And I did a producer session for her. I think I didn't do an audition for Sonia. I just did straight to producer session, and from there I booked it. So it came really naturally, and I'm so happy I get the opportunity to play her.
You and your sister both act, have been doing it for quite some time. You know, in the Saturdays is the hangout spot for a lot of these characters and everything. What were some of your hangout spots growing up? I mean, like, was it, because I know both of you are really into like the arts and like acting and everything, but like, did you kind of working on this show, did it kind of bring back like, wow, like me and my sister had these cool hangs as well? Because I feel like that's what's cool about this show. It's about the spots that you would hang out every weekend, right?
Yeah. When I was growing up, the hangout spot was Suburban Square. If you are from Lower Merion, you know what I'm talking about. And that's where everybody, like I was in middle school, and like after school, you would go to Suburban Square, you would go to Ruby's Diner and you get some fries.
Yeah.
I don't think I moved out of Philadelphia a couple of years ago. And I think one of my friends recently told me that they shut down Ruby's Diner. And I was like, no way, because that was like my spot growing up. Suburban Square was my Saturdays. I just shopped and I sat on the grass and talked to my friends, and it was a great
absolutely. No, and I feel like that's something really cool about it. I think it's pretty cool that you're in a show where the setting, like Saturdays, is like its own character. Do you know what I mean by that a little bit?
Yeah.
Which I find interesting. What was kind of one of the things when you're reading the script for everything for this show? What was one of the things you liked the most about this? Like, did you like the characters? Did you like the family component? Did you like the roller rink component? Like, what did you like the most about this?
What I loved the most about Saturdays was just how funny and organic the script was. When I get scripts in, it's not I'm like, when I read things, I usually don't laugh out loud. I'm just very like monotone. I just read things. But when I read the Saturdays full script, I could not stop laughing. It was hilarious, especially in Why Are You So Mean? I think it was episode 3. That I laughed so hard at that. Every single time they set a new script, it'd be like the highlight of my week, where they would set like on Mondays where they set like the new script. That would be the best time, because I would read it like in one go because it was so funny. It was like my entertainment.
When you like booked it, did they like, because there's roller skating in the show, right? So I'm just wondering, did anyone have to do, maybe every character is more to your characters, but like, was there any like roller skating like training or like practices that anyone had to do? Like, I'm curious about that.
Oh yeah, there was. So when I booked Saturdays, I got the call that I booked it, and I was screaming for joy. I was so happy. And then immediately afterwards, they're like, okay, you're going to skate training on Monday. I got the call on a Thursday. So I was like, what? I was so, I think we all kind of stretched the truth of our skating abilities in the audition.
Of course, I feel like I've heard that.
So I think they all knew that. So they were like, okay, we had 2 weeks of skate training before. This was for the pilot. We had 2 weeks of skate training before we filmed the pilot, and for the series, we did the same thing. I think it was a week of skate training instead of 2 weeks. But I was stressed beyond my out of my mind. Like I called my acting coach because he was there throughout the entire journey with me, and he was like an avid rollerblader. And even though it's like kind of different from roller skating, he came over to my house immediately and put knee guards, elbow guards all over me and taught me how to skate in those 4 days leading up to skate training. And forever grateful to Dan because even though I had a lot of work to do when I came to skate training. When I first put on skates, like I couldn't move. So he taught me how to move. So that was good.
It's pretty crazy too because I remember going to like roller skating when I was younger, and one of the best things was on Saturdays. Like I would go sometimes on Fridays or Sundays, but sometimes it'd be on Saturdays. There would be like disco night, where they would have like, it would be a thing they would do at the rink where they would literally like turn the lights off and it would be like a big disco ball and everything. And I feel like, and I remember watching this show kind of brought me back those memories a little bit, being at the roller rink, which was really awesome. Were you did it sometimes feel like a party sometimes, like when you were filming some of those roller skating scenes?
100%. The energy on set was unlike any other I've ever experienced. When we were filming battle scenes, off camera, the skate coaches, the writers, the producers, they would scream, like be like, "What?" Just encouraging us, and it would just make the energy so amazing. And we were obviously going full out, having such a fun time skating together, but with them encouraging us and just like screaming at us, it was just so much fun, and it really just felt like a party every single day on set.
Do you feel like you learn more about roller skating being on a show like this? Like, obviously, a lot of people have done it before, but it's like you're doing a show where it's like it's the focal point in a lot of ways. Like, it's about family and friends, but like roller skating is really important. Do you feel like maybe you're not like an expert, but do you feel like you're well versed in like roller skating now?
Yeah, I would definitely say that because we had the best skate coaches ever. And I came onto that set where they were like they were teaching me like how to walk kind of. And I came off like be able to do these like really cool tricks. And they crammed this information in us in like 2 weeks, literally. And I was shocked at how far I progressed in such a short amount of time. And I now when I go to the skating rink with my friends, I'm actually able to show them tricks. But before, it was them like picking me up off the ground.
It's pretty crazy too. And your character is like the mean girl a little bit, but is she mean or is she misunderstood? I want you to say no, she's mean.
Sonia just has an attitude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she mean she slightly, but I think she just has an attitude. She just does her, and she doesn't really care about what anyone else has to think. If she's here to win. She's here to become a golden. That's it. She's not here to play. That's how I would describe Sonia.
For sure. And I find it interesting because, with being on Saturdays, it's on Disney Channel, so you're part of the Disney family, which I think is really awesome. And what's that like being part of like the Disney Channel universe, so to speak, where you get to reach it's such a global like family, so to speak, and a global audience? What's that like specifically for you?
It's been amazing because like every other kid, I grew up watching Disney Channel.
Yep.
And I've always dreamed of being on Disney Channel. Like I would practice the little like wand IDs thing in the mirror. I don't have a wand ID, but that would be really cool. And I would practice that like every other kid. I was so excited it seemed like such a bright, colorful universe to be in. And I feel like being a part of this family is just such an amazing thing. When I go to Disney events and I get to see like all my friends there, it's such an amazing feeling.
Some of my favorite shows growing up were on Disney Channel. It's just there's been so many shows year after year. What were some of your favorite Disney Channel shows growing up?
Definitely one of my favorite Disney Channel shows was The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and That's So Raven.
Mr. Mosby is like the best character ever.
Definitely. I loved Zach and Cody because as a twin, I loved anything that had to do with twins. So I watched Sister Sister, like I watched every single one of the twin things. So I loved Zach and Cody, and I also loved That's So Raven because I'm a fashion addict, and I loved that Raven loved fashion as well. I probably watched like every episode twice over. I was addicted.
It's so crazy. And you and your sister both act. Is it really cool sometimes where you can help each other out with self-tapes and go over lines? Like that's probably one of the best things too, right?
Yeah, there's this one memory I have of me and my sister, and we were practicing a script with each other, and my acting coach was like, "Okay, don't think about it, just do. Like literally just say exactly how you guys would fight." It was a fighting scene. It was like
Mhm.
just do exactly how you would fight with your sister. And I feel like it was an indescribable energy that we had with each other, and I think that's just something that I don't find with anyone else because she's my sister. She's the person that knows me the best. I know her the best. So I would love to work on something with her in the future because that would just be the best.
It's pretty cool, yeah, because one of those things too is that's the one thing that kind of came to mind is you both of you are kind of you're auditioning and doing it. So the first thing that comes to mind is you could really help each other out all the time, basically, with like anything you need, like auditions and everything.
Mhm, yeah, and they helped me with Sonia actually. Like I remember we were sitting on the kitchen counter and we
Mhm,
were just going through each and every single individual line and we
mhm.
were breaking it down together because she was rooting for me just as much as I root for her and everything that she does. And she was like, "You're booking this role. You're doing this." So we were working super, super hard on it. So I owe me booking and being on Saturdays actually partly to Anae.
It's pretty crazy. What would you say is the your favorite thing about being a storyteller and an actor? Is there something you like the most about it specifically? Because I feel like there's a lot to love about that.
Mhm. What I love about being a storyteller and an actor, as well as a writer, is that I
Mhm.
just love telling stories of just areas that aren't told much. I feel
Stories
like
that were
roller
not being able to be told before. Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, like I felt like roller skating is it's such an area of Black culture that was focused on a little bit, but not everybody gets. There's like a modern take on roller skating, and that's not really focused much in the media. And I'm so happy that Saturday gets to bring that to light and really just be focused on it with these such amazing actors. And I'm really grateful to be a part of it. And as I grow up and I'm writing my own scripts, my main goal is just to tell stories that aren't focused on as much.
Absolutely. That's so well said. And Saturdays on Disney Channel so they can catch that. Mirabelle, so great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. I had such a great time.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Saturdays on Disney Channel, they can check that out. There's an Instagram account that both you and your sister have, but there's also an Instagram account that you have as well, right? So people keep update with both, right?
Yes.
So is it just
So,
so what are the handles so people can check it out?
okay. My Instagram is at Mirabelle Lee,
Mhm.
and me and my sister's Instagram is at Anae Mirabelle.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. You can catch Mirabelle Lee in Saturdays on Disney Channel. Until next time, it's Mirabelle and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.